I am sorry I'm so late, y'all. And I don't think the light's gonna be great tonight. Maybe the iPad will adjust. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Happy beginning of summer. Soda is assembling as if he would like to come visit. So I am going to make an invitation. Here he comes, y'all. Soda first thing. Come on. There he is. There he is. That's enough. That's enough. Yeah. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Hey, Jen. How are you? I figure everybody wants to see more of Soda than they do of me. But I gotta take a drink. Sorry I was late, guys. It's good to see y'all. Sorry I had to rush off so abruptly this afternoon. I didn't know what time my kids were gonna get over. And they did text me that they were coming, but storing things. Tired, sad, mad, determined, happy, full of baked potatoes and cheese again. Well, that's good that you're full of baked potatoes and cheese. We had sausages and brats on the grill for dinner tonight. Okay, that's enough. Give it a break. It hurts my nose, buddy. I know. I know. It's so important to you, isn't it? I know. Okay, that's enough. Yes, it was yummy, Lisa. It was very yummy. Pup, it looked like you had a great day with your family. Red, how did your day go? Let's see if I can clean the camera. You are. You did have a good day with your family? I'm really glad for that, Jen. I hope you guys can hear him purring. He is drooling. Okay, Lisa. You're gonna drop off active chat for a bit, but you'll still be around here sometimes, won't you? And you'll come back for the celebration on Friday, right? So if y'all haven't seen, I know I'm like a broken record, but if you haven't seen, Um, the celebration for reaching 3,000. What? Oh my. Pardon me, y'all. The okay, Lisa. Wonderful. My hair's gonna be down. We're gonna see Scotch somehow. Um, I'm really tired tonight, guys. I don't think this is gonna end up being a study stream, but we will see. We will see. Let's give it about 15 minutes and see how I'm coming. Oh, Jen, thank you. Thank you. I don't know how I did it. I really thought that I got a big, huge bump from that video that I said went semi-viral, but that was only maybe a tenth of the hours that I've gained. So, um, it gave me a big boost early on, but I've just kept going, and you guys have kept tuning in. It just shocks me all the freaking time. But y'all keep tuning in, so I will keep showing up. I had a lovely time with my son and his girlfriend and their dogs this afternoon. I think we might have a thesis for my paper. I am having severe anxiety about my paper. I don't know what that's about. Everybody tells me it doesn't look any different, but it sure feels different. But if you asked me how it feels different, I couldn't tell you. Soda, you are shedding your baby cat hairs everywhere. Everywhere. So I'm going to continue to take this unofficial poll. Do you guys prefer to be like Maryland's got Cubs and MLH has the Monster Squad? I was thinking either Niblets or Buds because I like the triple entendre with Buds. Hi, Red. How are you? Or some third thing that hasn't occurred to me that you guys want to be known as. But I'm not sure what to call all y'all. Okay, Soda's done. He's leaving. That was the end of that. I don't know what we did, but we did something, and Soda is done. Red, I was just saying, I am so tired. I don't know if this is actually going to be a study stream. Never call you a niblet. Buds flows with the corner joint. Yeah, I know you like Buds. Okay, we'll go with Buds. Hi, Robert. How are you? Fluffer's objection to niblets was that I'm not old enough. I'm not enough older than most of y'all for y'all to be nieces and nephews and such. Welcome to the corner joint, everybody. I'm gonna have to get an opening and be official. Maybe we'll wait to do that until this summer when I get the new computer and I can do fancy dancy things with it. I don't know, I think I'm leaning towards the MacBook Pro rather than the MacBook Air. We will have to see. We will have to see. I am really not sure. Really not sure. And I haven't heard anybody give me a good argument one way or another. So let me see if I can fix my dry mouth. And see if I can calm myself down. You need to start your study streams again? I think that would be great, Jen. I was wondering what I would do for study streams over the summer, and it occurred to me I could just go find interesting papers. Um, Red, I am really sorry. My brain is shot tonight. No reviews on what, good or bad. Thank you very much in advance for clarifying. I apologize for my lack of short-term memory, y'all. What do you study on your study streams, Jen? Tell me about it. And how come have you been procrastinating? Oh, you have no reviews on the computer. Thank you. Yeah, I really don't know. I like that the MacBook Air is smaller and lighter. I like that a lot. At the same time, I'm rarely carrying it. It hangs off the back of my wheelchair. So, what do I care how heavy it is? It's not that big a deal. I'm just not sure. Just not sure. Do grounding breaths for a minute, guys. I feel like I have been all over the place. Well, Red, I'll be using it essentially for streaming. The reason for getting it is arguably for school. And the reason I need it for school is because I'm going to have to be streaming to teach the teaching practicum in the fall. So the setup I need to do that is almost the same. Jen, that would be so cool to have study streams about canine courses. I would love that. That would be really cool. And I understand getting distracted from the school stuff you're supposed to do and finding stuff you'd rather do. So that's why I need the computer. And it just happens that the same things that I need for doing the streaming for school are essentially what I need to upgrade what I can do for streaming with you guys. And with the MacBook Air, I'm limited to only ever 2 screens, whereas with the MacBook Pro, I could have 3 or 4 or 5 if I wanted. Um, there's fewer connectors. So I'm not sure that getting the MacBook Air makes the most logical sense as far as getting the most computer you can buy. I think I get more computer for the same amount of money in a MacBook Pro than I do in a MacBook Air. Exactly, Jen. So it's an arguable school expense fully, but I can use it for the protesting and the live streaming here. So, a green screen, all that stuff. Mhm. That's another thing that makes me nervous with the MacBook Air is there's really a limit as to how much they can pack into it, whereas I think with the MacBook Pro, I could have more internal memory, I could have more, a bigger SSD, all that stuff. More, I can't remember, there's 8, 16, or 32, some important measure that I can't remember right now. My goodness, you guys, it's quiet again tonight. That's okay. It tends to get quiet, and then it gets busier. No, it wasn't gigabytes. Let me go look. Hold on. Unified memory. How many gigabytes of unified memory? 8 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes of unified memory, 1 terabyte of SSD storage, 8-core CPU, 10-core CPU. Sorry, guys, I'm wandering off searching for computers. It also has to do with the size of the screen. I don't know. I don't like buying computers anymore. There is a part of me that would just like to buy a desktop and be done with it. and just continue to use my iPad for when I go out. It works fine as a laptop for when I go out. So the reality is, while I might have the MacBook Air or the MacBook Pro, I would probably not carry it with me to school because my iPad works just fine for school, so why would I bring the big computer? Did y'all see Rabbit this afternoon? Did all y'all see Rabbit this afternoon? About the video? I am curious. I have thoughts, but only if you did? I don't think that video you were watching Rabbit, then I came on? Tell us what you think, Jan. I don't think that video shows what Stephanie think it shows. I don't think it shows what Stephanie thinks it shows, especially not after Rabbit's coverage. It is a video that Stephanie says proves that Aaron threw what's her name into the building. Somebody had video of Aaron and her walking down the street somehow, and they forwarded it to yeah, Lisa. Yes, it did, Jen. It did. I could not I could not stomach how vicious she was in that post. Oh my goodness. What has gotten into this woman, and why is nobody putting a stop to it? She says she wants less attention, and then she keeps doing this. Well, she closes by saying it's a fait accompli, and if you don't agree with her, then you're supporting a rapist and sexual abuser. But I don't know, with video like that, if it was that conclusive, she should really go to the police. I don't know why it's being forwarded around, honestly, to secret people to tell stories. Stephanie says she got it somewhere, which is mysterious as fuck anyhow. So, I don't know. I don't know. It seems to me that up until between his first wife and his most recent partner, I can't say What's the cult OS movement, Lisa? I don't know. I don't think Stephanie's post is as I don't know. I think that Aaron had terrible taste in partners between his first wife and Jenna, because my understanding is he and Jenna are a couple. But I think the boy made some really Oh, got it. Yes, Dusty. Yes, Jen, that's what it showed me too, exactly what he said. Cult operating system. That's what I thought you meant, Lisa. I don't know, Lisa. I don't think it shows. I think what Jen is saying is accurate. I think why not go to the cops? If I was this woman, I would go to the cops. Why not go to the cops? She's got video now. Why not go to the cops? You guys got anything good? 'Cause I got zilch. I don't think it's conclusive. I don't like Aaron's behavior with reference to women. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it shows poor decision making, but that is also his personal life. I think that's exactly the point, Lisa. Yeah, because it wouldn't fly. She actually did trash his hotel room? Great. Yeah. I don't know. I think he's made bad choices, and I agree, Dusty. I think that that's true as well. Thank you for pointing that out. I was I was getting there, but I was gonna forget it, so I think that's a really valid point. He didn't have any experience much with dating. I know he didn't report her for anything. I know. I know, Lisa. I don't think he'd ever been with or dated that wasn't in Scientology as well. Um, and that shows itself, right? That that makes sense. That he was dating like a teenager. He was dating like a 21-year-old. Yes, exactly, Jen. Exactly. He didn't get that chance when he was that age. That is true. Um, so I think it's fair that allowances be made. I think that I'm making allowances simply by saying there are things I don't like about his behavior about women, but I am pretty certain that he has resolved those issues in his decision making and will not continue to engage in such juvenile behavior. Yes, I'm being a little judgy. The phenomenon of coming out of the closet late, relationships, dating late, leaving a cult, you have so much catching up to do maturity-wise. Okay, so maybe I should be less judgy. I will, I will take that into consideration. I think that's a good point. You can't make decisions or you own your own decisions in the cult. That is true. You can't make mistakes or your own decisions. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. Exactly. Now, this doesn't mean that these women haven't necessarily been emotionally harmed, but I don't know. I don't know. It's really hard, you guys. It's kind of like with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, right? Did I think Johnny Depp was completely and utterly innocent of having a dysfunctional relationship and engaging in mutual abuse with Amber Heard? Yeah, I think he did. I think he did. And that's probably you need more info to even think about it. The video the video seems pretty clear, Red. You'll have to go watch the video. Rabbit did a great job of putting the video up. Uh Yeah, Rabbit made a really good video that zoomed even in on the video that was zoomed in on, and she slowed it down. Yeah, later. She slowed it down quite a bit. The first time you met Jenna, you said to Aaron, "Is this Mrs. Smith Levin?" Not knowing who Jenna was or Aaron's wife. Yes, Dusty, I agree. I never cared to pry into his private life, and I think such things should stay private. Exactly, exactly, Dusty. Not because you investigated, because it was dropped into your lap. Right. If only we knew the real Aaron. I don't know. I don't quite believe it. I agree, Lisa. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp had a mutually abusive relationship, and I think that that can be a thing that can happen. And I don't see Aaron making particularly good choices and running that well. I don't think that's his fault. I think he's doing better. And again, I think it it just reminds me a lot of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Johnny Depp wasn't guilty to the extent that Amber was trying to make him guilty, in my humble opinion. I think there are limits, and it's really hard not to trust what a woman says, right? Lisa, how are you? Tell us all about how things are going. Are you in a hotel again? Stephanie Hutchinson dropped another blog, Lisa, and it's just more hatefulness. It's just more hatefulness. Lisa, did you see the good news? I hit my 3,000 watch hours. So we're having a celebration Friday night. I know you're probably going to be in LA Friday night, right? Maybe you can stop in a little bit. We are shamelessly gossiping. Maybe you can stop in a little bit on Friday night before you start streaming. It would be so good to see you. Have you be one of the buds that join me for my celebration. Oh, Orion's whining. He thinks he has no food. He kind of has no food. Hey, Vesper. Hold on a second. Lisa, I'm sorry. There's something nasty going around. Do you have all the meds you need and everything? Are you going to be able to get to? Sorry, sweetie. I am sorry. Will you put food in his bowl? Thank you. I need to refill my. You have meds? Okay, good, you guys. Good, Lisa. You're welcome, dear. Oh, so, sweetie, you haven't heard the good news. Yeah, you. I crossed 3,000 watch hours today. Yeah. So my celebration stream is Friday at 5:30. I know he does that. My celebration stream is Friday at 5:30. Do you want to stop by? Maybe. They said maybe they'd stop by, you guys. That'd be another surprise. They were going to stop in when their grandma was in the stream the other day and thought that would be too funny. San Jacinto State Park campground. So are you close enough, Lisa, that you'll still be able to make it to LA? Guys, I sound like a parched frog. I don't know what is going on with my voice. Kid number 4 might make an appearance. I might be able to get to kid number 1 to make an appearance. Kid number 1's girlfriend might make an appearance. We'll have several people making an appearance, probably in chat, though. Probably just in chat. So, Lisa, do you want the full update? Okay, Lisa. I don't know what DOA is doing next weekend. Red, Lisa, Dusty, do you know what DOA is doing this weekend? I heard there's something going on this next weekend in LA, but I don't know the details. Danny was in here yesterday and earlier today, but he's clearly not here now, so I don't know what's going on. DOA, you do not about DOA? Okay. Rika said something about it. I remember hearing something. Okay, thank you, Dusty. I remember hearing something, Lisa, but I don't know the details. I can look into it and text you, I guess. Oh, hey, El Sarmento. Thank you for the info. He's doing a convoy of cars around the different Scientology buildings. That is interesting, Sarmento. Welcome in. I haven't seen you before. It's so nice to see you come into the corner joint. We just reached 3,000 watch hours. So we are very excited. We are having a celebration on Friday, and I hope you'll join us. A protest car parade of sorts. That sounds fantastic, El Sarmento. Just fantastic. Lisa, how are you going to get to LA? Do you have a ride or is there a bus? I just think Saturday. El Sarmento, is it just on Saturday? You're gonna hitch? Okay, Lisa, just be safe hitching, okay? I know everybody on trail does it. I know everybody on trail does it. I know. I'll still worry, okay? Allow me that. Allow me that. June 1st is International Children's Day. What is June 1st is Friday? Well, that's a nice day to have it. Okay, Lisa, good. Thank you. I know you'll be careful, dear. I have no doubt in your skills. You just know. He wants to make it a monthly thing if it goes well on Saturday. Okay. Hey, mischief managed. Have you heard the good news? Have you heard the good news? A monthly thing. Okay. That sounds really cool, El Sarmento. This news, I'll show you. I reached my first monetization goal. What do you have to finish on the boat? My husband's having to send his keel to Montreal or something because there's a screw that is corroded. Thank you, Lisa. I'd love to have you be there on Friday. It would mean a lot to me. Isn't it exciting, Mischief? Yeah, I'm really excited. So we've got plenty of fun things planned for Friday night. I'm gonna give Red her request and wear my hair down. And y'all are gonna get to see Scotch. And child number 4, good night, Lisa. Sleep well. I really hope you feel better, honey. I really hope you feel better. So I hope you can make it, Mischief. I really do. Child number 4 might make an appearance. Child number 1 might make an appearance. Mom might make an appearance. Child number 1's girlfriend might make an appearance. That's a great idea, Lisa. Take a pic of the license plate with the car before you get in and send it to a trusted friend. My hair down, exactly, Mischief. My hair will be down. Yes, Dusty, I agree. I tend to agree. I think that this throwing of mud is um, unpleasant at best. And I'm 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, Mischief. 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Dusty's been spending a lot of time around here, Mischief. We like having him here. On Friday, yeah. Friday evening. Friday evening. Those numbers that I showed are the numbers that are current in the Facebook or in the YouTube studio. Those numbers are current as of yesterday. But the numbers in the earnings section are still the numbers in the earnings section are still counting. They're counting as of May 22nd. So they only show, oh, Mischief, you're so sweet. The earnings in the earn category only show 2837 watch hours. So we've got to wait to catch up to the YouTube time because they're only, like I said, they're only through the 22nd. So what do you guys think? We're an hour in. Shall we try and get through this paper that I started earlier today? See if we can get anything out of it. Oh my goodness, I am tired, y'all. Thank you, Red. Thank you. I have worked pretty hard at this. Okay, okay, Red, just a minute. Orion wants to come over and visit. Hi. There he is. Hi. Everybody wanted to see you. Yeah, they're so glad you came. They are. Yeah, look. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to lick me anymore. That's fine. We are all good. We are all good. Yeah, you're a sweet boy, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Maybe we can stop the licking now. That's enough. No, that's enough. Thank you. No, come here. Come here. You can sit and get scritches. That's just fine. Without licks. Yes, you can get scritches. What, if you're not licking, I have to give you scritches with two hands? Come here and look at everybody. Your kitty Willie came to. No, El Sarmento, he is just dachshund. He is miniature dachshund, long-haired. Sir licks a lot indeed. Feeling it after being up all night Saturday? You had to go to work today, Dusty? I'm sorry. I did a terrible thing. I teach a class every Monday morning. And today was supposed to be the last class. And do you know what I did since it was a holiday? I totally and completely spaced it like today was a Sunday. I do not even know what brain I'm using. It is a little nuts. Okay. Language and bodies in social space. Samoan ceremonial greetings. Samoan ceremonial greetings both assume and reconstitute particular views of a hierarchical social order. At the same time, they also display a relatively fluid system in which negotiation of status and authority is frequent, and one's ability to access the desired place in the social order is made perceptually available for public assessment. The codes, language, gestures, gaze, and channels, voice, body, sight, employed during such activities can produce meaning only inside of a cultural space that is never neutral. Eye gaze avoidance during greetings is discussed vis-a-vis Pan-Polynesian taboos surrounding individuals with extraordinary mana. Yes, Lisa. This article presents the first empirical investigation of the interpenetration. Night, Lisa. Love you too, Lisa. This article presents the first empirical investigation of the interpenetration of words, body movements, and living space in the constitution of a particular kind of interactional practice in Western Samoa, which will here be called ceremonial greetings. By integrating ethnographic information with in-depth analysis of audiovisual recordings of social interactions, I will demonstrate that Samoan ceremonial greetings must be understood as located in and at the same time constitutive of a particular socio-cultural organization of space inside a house. Both the performance and the interpretation of the words used in the exchange are contingent upon the participants' occupation of particular positions in the house. More generally, it will be shown that entering a house already occupied by high status individuals is a highly interactional and negotiated process through which one's social persona is literally placed in the local social hierarchy. The data presented here demonstrate that words used in the greeting are part of a sequence of acts that include bodily movements and cannot be fully understood without reference to such movements. Examining transcribed visual recordings of interactions, readers will come to appreciate the work done by a person's body in the first moments of an encounter, before the verbal greetings are exchanged. Will come to appreciate the work done by a person's body in the first moments of an encounter, before the verbal greetings of Orion are exchanged. Citing will be shown to be an interactional step whereby participants not only gather information about each other and about the setting, but also engage in a negotiated process at the end of which they find themselves physically located in the relevant social hierarchies and ready to assume particular institutional roles. Finally, during the exchange of verbal greetings inside the house, Samoans are shown to often withdraw rather than seek mutual gaze. Hey, Miss Sunrise Dawn. What did Poe have to say about Stephanie Hutchinson's nonsense, Miss Sunrise Dawn? I bet you I bet you were watching when Poe was on. A possible explanation of this phenomenon is here discussed with respect to Polynesian postures toward people of high rank and during situations of potential rivalry. Eye gaze avoidance in contemporary Samoa may still carry some of the symbolic weight of the ancient Polynesian taboo against directly looking at high chiefs or royal personages, for fear of the danger emanating from their extraordinary ancestral power or mana. Other studies of the cultural organization of space have already argued that a space is given meaning by the particular actions performed by an individual inside of it. The study presented in this article supports such arguments while unveiling a rich system of interconnected semiotic resources that, within the same bounded activity, either sequentially or simultaneously, define the setting, the situation, and the participants as belonging to more than one symbolic and socioeconomic plane of reference. It is the multiplicity of frames and identities revealed and recognized in and through Samoan ceremonial greetings that makes them ideal for an examination of how the social system is interactionally constituted. Ceremonial greetings both assume and reconstitute particular views of power and authority. At the same time, they also display a relatively fluid system in which negotiation of authority is frequent and one's ability to access the desired place in the social order is made available for public assessment. Okay. Thank you, Sunrise Dawn. I just wondered if he had anything newer, if he had any new observations. I just really think that she should take all this evidence to the police rather than continue to go on about it. I bet he did get fired up. I was a little fired up when I read Stephanie's blog post yesterday. It was something else again. He does get all Papa Bear. Other studies of the cultural organization of space have already argued that a space is given meaning by the particular actions performed by an individual inside of it. The study presented in this article supports such arguments while unveiling a rich system of interconnected semiotic resources that within the same bounded activity, either sequentially or simultaneously, define the setting, the situation, and the participants as belonging to more than one symbolic and socioeconomic. Yeah, Sunrise Dawn Rabbit did an exceptional breakdown of the security footage and how it seemed to back up Aaron's story. She sure does look like. She sure does look like she's hanging on him more than anybody would want. Ceremonial greetings both assume and reconstitute particular views of power and authority. At the same time, they also display a relatively fluid system in which negotiation of authority is frequent and one's ability to access the desired place in the social order is made available for public assessment. Okay, we finished that. Greetings across disciplines. For several decades, greetings have been a recurrent object of inquiry for linguists and other students of human communication. Thus, in the early 1970s, ethnographers of communication tried to compete with grammarians to provide linguistic descriptions of greetings that could meet criteria for descriptive adequacy. A series of studies concentrated on greetings as an example of the ways in which social activities involving speaking and other forms of communication could be the object of rigorous formal descriptions. These articles revealed the inherently sequential nature of greeting exchanges. They showed that greetings were typically assembled out of a set stock of verbal and sometimes kinesic acts, each of which was depicted as strategic choice out of a set of only partly predetermined moves. Mischief, I got what you mean. Poe got mad. Yeah, again, Stephanie, she keeps turning up the heat. She keeps turning up the heat. Yeah, Dawn, have you recovered from being up in the middle of the night? I wasn't up in the middle of the night, and clearly I haven't recovered. Anthropologists and sociologists. It's like the power of suggestion, Sunrise Dawn. Anthropologists and sociologists interested in everyday interaction have tended to discuss greetings not only in terms of their contexts of use, but also in terms of their functions. For Malinowski, greetings are part of phatic communication, whereby people create ties of union and avoid silence, which is always alarming and dangerous. In a similar vein, Firth defines greetings as the recognition of an encounter with another person as socially acceptable. For him, the primary function of greetings is the establishment of the other person as a social entity, a personal element in a common social situation. This is why it feels so rude when the Scientologists just ignore us. Let me read it again. For him, the primary function of greetings is the establishment of the other person as a social entity, a personal element in a common social situation. So they're refusing to give people, protesters who are greeting them, they're refusing to grant those protesters personhood by not greeting them. Do you see how that's the case, y'all? Goffman sees greetings and farewells as ways of managing continuity in social relationships. Greetings provide a way of showing that a relationship is still what it was at the termination of the previous co-participation, and typically that this relationship involves sufficient suppression of hostility for the participants temporarily to drop their guard and talk. Farewells sum up the effect of the encounter upon the relationship and show what the participants may expect of one another when they next meet. Goffman, 1967. Sunrise Dawn, I'm glad you're good. I'm going to read that again, you guys. Greetings as greetings provide a way of showing that a relationship is still what it was at the termination of the previous co-participation, and typically that this relationship involves sufficient suppression of hostility for the participants temporarily to drop their guard and talk. Farewells sum up the effect of the encounter upon the relationship and show what the participants may expect of one another when they next meet. Mischief managed, do you mean the not granting the other people social as a social entity? It is very rude, isn't it, Mischief? Goodies, but I don't know. Guys, do you remember at Pearl Fest, were there any instances of Scientologists? Thank you, Red. Does everybody have Jen's? Does everybody have Jen's channel? Okay, Sunrise Dawn. Okay. Goody stretches the importance. I forgot what I was saying, guys. I'm only half here, so I hope y'all excuse me. Goody stresses the importance of greetings in starting a social exchange and identifying the participants. Their frequent role in defining rank would explain their complexity in stratified societies like the Ganja, and their simplicity in egalitarian societies like the Lodaya. She also focuses on another important dimension, the role that greetings have in the exploration of status differentiations for personal gain. Okay, Mischief, good. It is very rude. It is very rude. Thank you, Sunrise John. Although most studies of greetings have concentrated on verbal rather than nonverbal behavior, most authors seem aware of the actual or potential importance of complementary or ancillary kinesic acts during the exchange of verbal formulae. You've got it? What have you got, Mischief? Firth, for instance, devotes considerable attention to how the human body is employed in greetings and other forms of communication. He makes us aware of the role played by the sociocultural organization of space in such greetings. In fact, the very idea of identification as one of the main functions of greetings is closely associated with the ability and willingness to recognize and hence socially see others who come in the vicinity of one's body or territory. This dimension of social encounters is also at the core of Freke's classic study of how to enter a Yakin house, which provides an emic account of how the temporal and spatial dimension of social events are essential to the cognitive processes necessary to solve the problems engendered by social contact, namely recognition, identification, responsibility, and hospitality. Despite the wealth of literature on greetings in a variety of languages and cultures around the world, only a few of the available studies are based on audio or audiovisual recordings of actual greeting exchanges. Oh, you've got Dawn's channel. Okay, good, Mischief. I was wondering if you meant you got it. You remembered a Scientologist being greeted by a protester during Pearl Fest. Because that would be really exceptional if there was that. If there was a protester greeting a Scientologist during Pearl Fest, but I don't know that I have time to watch through all the streams of Pearl Fest. With the exception of some studies of greetings in English done by conversation analysts focused on telephone opening and closing routines, most, if not all, published studies are based in the researcher's field notes or recollections of actual greetings and his or her discussions with a few informants. Most authors do not make transcripts of actual greetings available to the reader for independent analysis and/or do not discuss how they obtained the data. Thus, despite the analytical insights provided by studies such as the ones mentioned above, it is difficult to assess the reliability of some of the descriptions provided in them, especially with respect to such aspects as order of speakers, overlaps, pauses, and kinesic dimensions of the interaction, each of which would require repeated examination of the same stretch of interaction to ascertain the existence of recurrent patterns. As a quarter century of studies of human language use in a variety of settings has amply demonstrated, whenever we work on human communication as opposed to abstract grammatical rules Intuitions alone are not sufficient for gaining even a moderately accurate account of the phenomena under study. As over a quarter of century of studies of human language in a variety of settings has amply demonstrated. Whenever we work on human communication as opposed to abstract grammatical rules, intuitions alone are not sufficient for gaining even a moderately accurate account of the phenomena under study. If we are interested in what people do and say in daily interaction, we need to employ methodologies that allow us to capture the fleeting moment and represent it for further inspection. Yes, mischief, aren't they? You don't know about Pearl Fest? Yeah, it would really need to be at Pearl Fest, I'm pretty sure. It's unfortunate. They're getting more tight-lipped. They're more tight-lipped now than when I started in late January. Guys, can you believe it? I started Oh, is it time for Kristen Melinda? I hate to run over her, Sunrise Dawn. You can absolutely head over there, and I will it is getting late. I will wrap up here in a little while, and maybe we'll do a room raid. How does that sound, Sunrise Dawn? There aren't many of us here, although this'll be a first Minnesota goodbye, y'all, so we can wrap it up soon and head over and do a Kristen Melinda stream. In the case of face-to-face encounters, audio-visual recordings of spontaneous interactions are indispensable. Paulo! Hola, ¿cómo está? It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. Estou bem. I am doing okay. See, I'm getting a little tiny bit of Portuguese. Estou bem. Okay, Dusty, tell me more. David Miscavige was running for Congress, Florida's 13th district. Did not make the primary ballot due to North support. Good. I'm glad you're well, Paolo. I'm so glad you're well. It's always good to see you here. Did you see the good news, Paolo? I reached 3,000 watch hours. So we're having a celebration party on Friday at 5:30 my time. Was David Miscavige actually running for Congress? On the primary? How did that get no how did that get no coverage? It will be fun, a Kristen raid. Let's give it about 15 minutes.
You were looking at the local elections and discovered it. Wow, Soda. Wolf, how you doing? It's always good to see you. I was showing everybody earlier, we actually crossed, I thought we'd do it yesterday, but we actually crossed the $3,000 or 3,000 hour. I am tired today, y'all. That's why we already did the first Minnesota goodbye. Which post, Jen? I am really tired this afternoon. I'm not sure what that's about. I am stressing majorly about this research paper because I don't feel like I've got a good thesis and I have no idea how to put it together. And I hate writing research papers. Ah, got it, Jen. Got it. Am I going to remember anything I'm reading? I've got some underlines, Mischief. I've got some underlines in here. Underlining stuff as I go. I remember some of it, and I read it several times because it just really takes me that long to get it into my head. Taking notes is not not something that has ever really worked for me. Writing at all. Red, you're so sweet. You're really so sweet. The good news is, Wolf, it sounds like child number 4 is going to do an appearance in chat on Friday. And I might get child number 1 to do that. So that would be fun. Child no Yeah, yeah, Dusty, I do. There it is. You see it? You got to pay attention and make sure you get the 3 N's in Anne. It's a trick email. You got to pay attention and get the 3 N's in Anne. You know, guys, it may be that it may be that I'm getting sick with that thing that's going around. My throat's been really sore and I have been really tired. Maybe I'm getting sick. That would explain a lot of things. That would explain a lot of things if I was sick. I don't retain anything most ever, Mischief. I don't retain most anything ever. Wolf, I am doing that. I am doing that. Well, Kid Freshie, I thought you had left never to return. Did you decide you wanted to come back? I mean, you're welcome back. Emergency, Jen? Robert, good night. It's late for you. Thanks for staying up. I love having you here. It means a lot to me. Sleep well. I think so. I think so, Mischief. I think that's why I've been coughing and hacking and had a sore throat all day and felt a little under the weather and foggy. That would make a really lot of sense. Of course, I'm getting sick for the week I took off to write my paper. Of course, I'm getting sick during the week that I took off to write my paper. There's only 2 weeks till the end of quarter, guys. Wolf, if you're free and want to chit chat, we could chit chat. I'm struggling with a thesis and the writing of the paper. Me, Kid Freshie, I'm my favorite COS protester. Isn't that obvious? I'm my favorite. Yeah, retired Red. That's why I'm so tired and so drawn. I'm not usually. It's why my throat is funny. It's why my voice is funny. It makes a whole lot of sense. The cottonwood's killing you. Well, I take a allergy pill every day. So that should be helping. Yeah, I should check my email, Soda. Okay, Dusty. Emergency. Yes, lots of spicy for the. I will get some pad thai. I will get some pad thai. Still gnarling you, huh? Nope, no email. Dusty. No email yet. You sure you sent it? Some emergency. Yes, I should take some emergency. If I'm sick, I can't go see my client tomorrow. Yeah, cottonwoods are everywhere here, and the pollen is so thick, Mischief managed. You can see it flying through the air. Thanks, Kid Freshie. I really appreciate that. I'm really excited. It's kind of a big deal. Okay, Wolf, thank you. Okay, codename Soda. You see it there? HEYKARRIEANNN. Next is 1,000 subs. Yeah, but the next goal, Kid Freshie, is 4,000 watch hours, and I will get those 1,000 subs long before I get the 4,000 watch hours. Kenalog shot. What's a Kenalog shot? Is that like a allergy shot? Yeah, don't forget the hay. People forget that. Allergy shot every year. Cool. Yeah, they're really bad. The pollen is just unbelievably prolific. But sick makes a lot of sense with how I've been feeling this afternoon. Okay, guys, second Minnesota goodbye. We should move this along with some alacrity to get over to Kristen before she goes off. Where were we? I'm still watching the chat, you guys. I got it now, Dusty. I got it now. Wow. Wow, you guys, check it out. You're good for the whole season? That sounds lovely. Florida Congress primary information. Dave, yeah, Dave. Weird. Well, at least the incumbent advanced. At least the incumbent advanced. Okay, let's read this section here. The analytical dimensions of greetings. Night mischief, sleep well. I'm going to be taking off pretty quickly here. Previous work on greetings has revealed 5 analytical dimensions of their internal structure and organization. Their sequential organization, the types and number of adjacency pairs that constitute the greeting, the identity of the initiating party, the role of the kinesic aspects of the exchange, and the content of the verbal messages exchanged towards greetings. In this article, I focus especially on dimensions 1 and 4, and in particular on the role of the social space and the human body in the sequential organization of the ceremonial greetings. The internal organization of the verbal exchange will be the subject of another article. Sequential organization. A recurrent figure of greetings across languages and cultures, regardless of their syntactic complexity or lexical content, is their sequential organization. The fact they are typically organized in the form of one or more adjacency pairs. That is, 2-part sequences in which the first pair part by one party invites, constrains, and partially defines the meaning of a reply by the other party. An example of a greeting comprising one adjacency pair is given in example 1 below, taken from a telephone conversation in Italian recorded by the author. I'm just going to read the translated portion. Hello, Giorgio. Oh, hi. Hi. The uttering of hi by the first speakers invites, evokes another hi by the second. This is a common characteristic of greetings. As shown in the next section, what may differ from one language to another or from one situation to another are the types of speech acts constituting each pair, and the length or generative power of the sequence. Thus, there are cases, such as example 1, in which the syntactic form and or lexical content of the first pair part is echoed by the content of the second pair part. The English hi, hi, or good morning, good morning. Guys. Third Minnesota goodbye. This is going to be a short stream, y'all. We're calling Third Minnesota goodbye at an hour and a half in. Types and numbers of adjacency pairs. In addition to greeting sequences, there are also greeting exchanges in which the two speech acts are of a different type. Thus, the adjacency pair may be constituted by a question-response sequence as shown in example 2 from Milton, or by a greeting acknowledgement pair. Have you woken well? I have woken well. Your French host family loved having you answer the phone because they thought it was funny, weird. Yes, Red, you're probably right. You're probably right. I can do reading while I don't feel well. It'll get done. It'll get done. It'll get done. Okay, Dusty. Have a good night, too. It took a while to get used to the cheek kissing. And now you're so accustomed to it that it was strange to come home, right, Wolf? Oh my goodness. Fading fast, y'all. Fourth Minnesota goodbye. We'll see if the truism holds when I'm doing it this quick. I think the reverse culture shock is almost worse in my experience watching people go through it. I hate it when my carts do this. Clog up. I hate it. There we go. You think the reverse culture shock is worse? Yeah. I think it's because you don't expect it and you think everything will be better. You know, everything will just be normal when you get home. And then you're shocked that everything's weird. What I have seen is students much more strongly affected by reverse culture shock than by regular culture shock. I mean, regular culture shock is weird and everything. But at least you know what's going on. You know that you're in a different culture. But I've watched so many people go through reverse culture shock, it just seems worse. Just seems worse. More disorienting, right? More disorienting, especially when you're excited to be home and then everything's weird. And everything probably tastes weird and smells weird too. Makes it worse. Can't even imagine. Can't even imagine. Do they tell you about reverse culture shock during when you're an exchange student? Do they explain that to you, that that's going to be a thing? Okay, guys. Jet lag prep is all. Wow. Because they talk to you about regular culture shock, don't they? Jet lag prep is all. Oh my goodness gracious. That's a terrible thing to do to a bunch of kids. I had to get I used to place exchange students, and I had to quit doing it, unfortunately, because it is really hard to find good homes for these kids. It takes a whole lot of commitment, and people just don't want to do it for free. It was amazing fun, and I met some amazing kids. But the number of not great families out there, or families who shouldn't be hosting an exchange student but are, it's a big problem. It's a big problem. Um, I just don't think, I think you're bringing minors in from overseas, and I don't think they have enough. I don't think they have enough oversight, and I don't think they have enough support. Um, Almost anybody can place exchange students, and the company, I mean, if you place an exchange student, then you supervise them all year, and you get paid a stipend for each placement and supervision. So basically, you get paid for each student you place, which is that's so funny, Wolf. That's really funny. But I know, I knew kids who came from Germany who were 15 or 16 and were used to having their boyfriend over for a week while their parent went somewhere else in Europe. So she came from being able to drink beer and having her boyfriend live with her on a regular basis to America. It was a bit of a rude awakening, that is for sure. So, with that said, you guys, with that said, I think that we have reached the final Minnesota goodbye of the evening. And it is a record of under 2 hours. That doesn't normally happen. You'll normally keep me here more than 2 hours. It is not Sunday. It is Monday. I am so silly. See, I told you guys I thought it was Sunday. Now I'm going to have to totally change the name of the stream. I am a complete dork. Did you guys even see the title? Good night, y'all. I'll see you later. Thanks, Red. I will, at least I know what's going on now, so that's good. Thanks for the email, Wolf. I will, connect with you later. Take care. Bye-bye.